Okay, it is July 2nd. I'm feeling a lot better than I was yesterday, I'll say. Yesterday I was kind of in a overwhelm, and crazy thing is I kind of knew I was going to be in the overwhelm, and I started planning to not be in the overwhelm, but I somehow still got there. Nevertheless, today I'm feeling a lot more just at peace with things. I've been praying, I've been seeking God's face, and just letting it be what it's gonna be, honestly. And I just again want to record this process. This is the journey of the countdown of the next 23 days of me supposed to be out of my house and moving, me and my family, all the way across the state to Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that God is just blessing us with the opportunity. And it's also very scary. It's very scary to be away from my support system. It's very scary to just start over in a whole new state that I don't know anybody, and just really walk this thing out. Today I kind of started focusing on the thoughts of like me being in a new space. Like, what is that gonna mean for me? A lot of things have been they have been going left. They have been just a lot of things led up to this move, and I absolutely feel like it's needed, that it's going to shift something inside of me. I think for this past year, I've been grieving the woman who I thought I was. I thought I was this whole, worshiper. I thought I was this woman of God, who boldly confessed that, I was a minister of the gospel, and I stood on that, and I encouraged thousands of people. But then when all hell hit my life and it all shattered, I kind of questioned that. I questioned if I was, ever her. And then I got to a point where I started grieving the remembrance of her, and wanting to get back to her and wanting to, be who I once was. But something that's been kind of going in my mind is if that was able to shatter so bad like it did, was I ever truly her? And so as I think back to just the hell that I've encountered, many of you don't know my story, but I've been in a marriage for 15 years that it was highly toxic, a narcissistic marriage. And on May 17th of 2024, something drastic happened, and I'll be sharing that in the book to come. But something drastic happened, and we separated immediately from that night moving forward. And from there, I've been on this journey of trying to get back up. I have a ministry called Says Get Up and Boss, and I was the one who needed that so much more than any of the other women. Well, I won't say so much more than them, but to be the leader, to be the creator of it, I literally had to live that thing out. And so here I am today, so far away from this woman, this persona that I held so highly, and now I'm actually starting to get to the mindset of I don't think she ever was real. I think she was a scarred woman who had to pretend. Of course, my faith was real. My faith was on fire, and that's why I truly know that this is going to open up a new path for me, because now I can live unfiltered. That's why God gave me the name Unfiltered Freedom, because that's exactly what I'm living out. Is I am in a season of unfiltered freedom, whether that is the bad, the good, the ugly, the sad, the all of that, and I get to share that with you. But the thoughts that are coming up back to that at hand is was she ever, this bold woman? There was times that I felt on fire. I knew I was her. I would boss, I would do all these things, and it's I would just keep getting snatched down by my environment, by my relationship. And so I kind of had to pretend a lot, and so now that I'm thinking about the crossover, I'm thinking about going to another state and just starting over. I'm starting to get excited about thinking about I actually get to become her, right? This time it doesn't get to be fake. This time it doesn't get to be superficial. This time it doesn't get to be, it's not in the hands of somebody else. Somebody else don't have the ability to snatch me out of you know, who God is calling me to become. And so it is a lot of different things that are coming into place that are opening up my eyes to what it is that God is doing in my life. And so I'm okay with this move. Like yesterday I felt like I was grieving it, and I probably still have grieving moments, but today I feel like I'm okay with this move. I feel like I'm okay with God opening up these doors. Like I truly believe that I'm about to walk into some of the greatest seasons of my life. Like I'm about to get repaid, the recompense, the redemption of what it is that God was trying to do, you know, years ago, that was stifled and, you know, oftentimes stagnant due to, you know, the toxicity of the life I was living. And so I say all that to say I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to actually start this life of like new beginnings, like in a new state, in a new season. Like I'm starting to imagine what it's going to be like for me and my children to create this new foundation, for me to actually like breathe. You know, I feel like for these last couple months of just being on my own, like I have not been able to breathe. Like, you know, I've been staying in this duplex, and it's been so many issues. You know, it was issues from the beginning, but it's like the moment and that's the crazy thing about abuse, is like it's such a phase, or not a phase, a daze. Like you wake up one day and you're like, what the did I just go through an experience? And you know, every day I wake up and I look around this house and I'm like, the first thing that started to come to mind when I first came out of it was like the fact that there was like mold all around, and it was just, I felt like the house was in a physical appearance of what was happening in the spiritual in this home the whole time. I mean, I had holes in my walls from, you know, arguments and things like that, and it's been, y'all, when I tell you, like, I'm so thankful that God is removing me from this space. It settled us, and it helped us as long as it could. But like, I'm not gonna miss the house. And so anyways, day 2 of me like just coming to terms with it, getting my peace in it, getting prepared in it. Yesterday, I don't know what to do. Like I'm trying to figure out like what to do, because I don't want to take anything, right? And so I'm thinking about, you know, how I don't want to take anything. And so I'm like, okay, well then basically I'll just have a yard sale and kind of get rid of everything and sell everything and throw stuff away that needs to be thrown away. And the mold is only in one space, just so you guys know. Like I'm not just gonna away mold things. But so I can't do that just yet, because we still are, you know, a couple weeks away from what's gonna happen and, you know, solidifying some stuff. And so I was like, dang, what do I do? So I started just deep cleaning. You know, I started deep cleaning in areas that I have never deep cleaned before. I mean, I cleaned out cabinets, I cleaned up under my bed, and I cleaned out different things. And so those are some of the steps that I'm taking to kind of get prepared for this, because I just feel like I'm ready and I want to throw stuff away, and I just want to be there. I want to be in my space, my new home. I want to have my keys. I want to walk into the door and just be like, oh my gosh, like I promise you I'm a cry. Like I promise you I'm gonna cry. For years I would have this vision of me like in my yard on my knees thanking God, and I'm gonna do that. And it's so crazy because I would have those visions and I would be like, I didn't never remember seeing my husband there, and I would be like, you know, trying to share the vision with him, and he'd be like, well, where was I? And I'm like, you know, behind me, but I, you know, it was never there. And so it's been such a prophetic journey now that I'm going back to look back and see. But anyways, nevertheless, of course I'm happy, and I'm gonna have a lot more ups and downs and just ride in the wave of this. Thank y'all for riding the wave with me. I am still waiting to hear from my caseworker. I have submitted all of my paperwork. My landlord has finally found me a house. The first one fell through. The second one is beautiful, and so I'm okay with it. I think that it's perfect for my family. I think that it's in a perfect location. I'm okay with it. I'm happy. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, and I feel like I don't want to rush it because there's still things that I got to do on my end as well. Like I don't have my deposit fully ready. That's kind of scary, and I've been like, oh God, like, do I take matters into my own hands a lot, and so I'm just like, I don't really want to take matters into my own hand. Like, I want this to be a miracle. I want him to do it. I want him to show up in a way where I know that this was only him who could have done it, and it's already that for me, you know, like, it's already that for me. But I want it to just be even the more testimony. Like, I just want it to be a but God all the way around. But I've been, I'm so sorry, it's all over the place. So I'm waiting to hear from my caseworker about if all of my documents are good. She sent a letter like maybe a week or two ago stating that I still was missing, like some of my birth certificates weren't clear, and then I had didn't have a social security card from one of my youngest children, so I hurry up and went and got that. Matter of fact, I hope that comes in the mail. But so I sent her all of that stuff, and so I'm just praying that it all was exactly what she needed. And I haven't heard from her since. She did say that I wouldn't be able to get my inspection until all of my paperwork was turned in, excuse me. And then the landlord that I am working with, she said that she was gonna reach out to my caseworker to schedule the did I send her case number or my caseworker number? I gotta make sure I did that, sorry. But she said that she was gonna reach out to schedule the inspection and stuff. And so I think that right now that's the most scariest space for me, is that, like I said before, I would have wanted to solidify something by June 1st, like to have this place have been inspected, all that stuff, down payment ready. But like I said, I don't have the full down. I don't have none of the down payment. I do have a company that said that they will help, so I'm gonna reach out to them. They help with like a portion of it, but I gotta have the confirmation from the inspection and stuff. So I don't know, I feel like I'm just kind of like a sitting duck. But my prayer and my things I've been saying is that I want this to be our God. So I feel like I just got to get out of the way. But it's hard, right? It's hard because this is like, my life too. And one thing about God is that he is an on-time God, but it ain't your time, honey. It is not your time. Like, it's not gonna be your time. It's not gonna be when you want it to be. It's definitely not going to make sense to you. And so the process has never been okay for me. I'm a type of person, like, I'm, and God is like, we gonna walk this thing out. It's gonna be a process, okay? You gonna be the turtle in the race. And I'm trying to be the rabbit, okay? And it's like, God, come through. So nevertheless, here is an update. Thank y'all for rocking with this journey. Thank you for, I feel like I'm in a weird recording space. I'm going to, of course, get better as I perfect this YouTube channel and just share, just journey. I'll be talking more about just lifestyle, my children, balance, and just getting stuff together after I, come from this. It'll be encouragement, motivation. It'll be all types of things on this channel. But first and foremost, I just want to get through this move, and I want to get through it with y'all together. I felt like I was drowning, like I was suffocating, and I really didn't have a space to talk this stuff out. And I just didn't really want to, I have a therapist, but I just didn't want to do that with her. I felt in my heart that this was something that somebody else will need. Somebody else will need to know that you can leave your marriage if you need to. You can leave that toxic situation and you can survive, and that you can make it, that you don't have to stay stuck in something. There was a time that I could never imagine myself living without my husband. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I didn't know how to take care of my children alone. Like, I'm like, oh hell, this is about to be crazy. And I've been doing it for a whole year, and now I get to experience the greater, starting a journey, having my own house, like brand new, all things new is about to take place. And so stay tuned. I love you, and continue to watch this journey, sis.